Hey, how's everybody doing? I am joined here at the Sanford Coyote Sports Center with head coach of the USD women's basketball team, Dawn Plitzuweit. And Dawn, 6 games into the season, you're off to a 5-1 start with that one loss being to a very good Drake team. And you knew what was in front of you when you put this schedule together, so it's kind of your fault.
Correct.
But at the same time, you've got to be pretty pleased with winning 5 out of 6 to start.
Well, it is certainly a great start for our young ladies. We are improving in each of our contests, and that's really, really important. We're learning some very valuable lessons by playing some very good teams, and now that continues for us. We play some even better opponents starting this week at home, and so we're going to continue to be tested at a very high level.
What particularly has gone well to this point for you?
Well, what's really gone well for us is that we've won a lot of the hustle plays. You know, we've played it kind of with almost reckless abandon. We've played within a system, but we've played really, really hard, and so it shows in some rebounding numbers. We've rebounded well, and we've turned our opponents over. You know, so now we have to grow in some areas, in it really being efficient in the defensive end of things and doing that consistently. And it'd be nice to be able to do that and still turn our opponents over. So that's a place where we're continuing to work at it.
All those things considered, is there anything that is of concern at this point?
Well, offensively, it's interesting because of concern for us is that we'd like to shoot the ball a little bit better, but in all reality, we're shooting it at a 33% clip from the arc. We'd like to raise that to about 37 to 40% clip, and we're scoring it at about a 45% clip. We're used to scoring it at a closer to 50% clip, so we want to continue to get better offensively. Now, with that being said, those numbers are a little bit different than they've been in the past too, because we've been better at taking care of the basketball. So we've gotten more shots, and we haven't scored it quite as efficiently, but we also have taken care of the ball better. So we're getting better in a lot of ways, but we still want to continue to grow and be more efficient on both ends of the ball.
You knew you were going to have to replace some pretty significant production on both ends of the floor with the players that you lost. That also meant, now obviously working a bunch of new players into the mix, but obviously also adjusting the roles of several key players from a year ago. So how has all that been going?
Well, that's still a work in progress really right now, Jay. It's a matter of we've got more size and athleticism, and we can attack the rim a little bit differently, but we also have to learn how to do that while spacing the floor the way that we're really comfortable doing that. And that's a process for us, and we're not there yet, but we don't necessarily need to be there yet or want to be there yet because it's November and we want to continue to grow. You
mentioned what you've got in front of you, and that this difficult schedule certainly doesn't get any easier for you with this week coming up.
Right.
Iowa State comes to town on Wednesday, obviously an exciting thing anytime you get a Big 12 team to come to your place. And then a very good mid-major team in Green Bay coming up on Saturday. So very different opponents, but at the same time, very stiff challenges for your ladies coming up this week.
Well, they really are. When you look at the rankings of those teams right now, Iowa State as an undefeated team has an RPI of 12th in the country, and Green Bay is 33rd in the country. Very opposing styles of play. Iowa State really, really scores the ball at a very high clip, very, very efficiently. And Green Bay is the best defensive team in the country. So we have two very different opponents, and both of them will help us get better. Both of them will challenge us in ways that we haven't been challenged yet this year. And that's important for us, for our continued growth, to prepare us for the rigors ahead of our next non-conference opponents, but also the Summit League action.
What can you learn about your team with these next 2 games, win or lose?
Well, I think what our defensive awareness has become better in the last few games, where it needs to take another step forward because Iowa State can score in any way, shape, or form. They score fast in transition. They can space the floor and hit threes. They penetrate. They get to the rim. They get to the free throw line. They've got post kids that are dynamic. You get caught in some indecisive area of how you're going to guard, and they find a way to just get to the basket and score against you. So what we're going to learn is how to defend both kids that can, or will learn at some point in time through this game, how to guard a lot of different actions. Guarding inside, guarding outside, guarding penetrators, guarding shooters. And I'm not saying that we're necessarily prepared to do all that right now, but it will help us get better at that. And ultimately, again, we've talked about this before, within the Summit League being a conference that shoots the ball as well as they do, as well as our opponents do, that's a lesson we need to become better at.
Well, good luck to you. Certainly with a great challenge, and we look forward to seeing how that all plays out. Again, Wednesday, Iowa State comes to town to the SCSC, and then Green Bay on Saturday, part of that doubleheader with the men. They host CSU Bakersfield. Both of those games, or all 3 of those games rather, coming up live on Midco Sports Network. Dawn Plitzuweit, Jay Elsen, thanks for watching.